Hey, what's up, everybody? This is From the Gate Podcast. I'm Lisi.
Sesh.
And we're over here discussing... Today we got to talk to some really amazing people, and we're so excited to share their stories with you. Alrighty then. Alright, sir. So today we got to go on a little walk over here, San Francisco proper beach walk.
Finally. Because Annalise likes to drag it out and make so many excuses. No, I'm just kidding.
Queen of excuses. I'm doing the Rihanna crown right now, or I think that's request. Anyways, besides the point. So today we met some pretty awesome people who shared with us their stories about how they ended up here in California. We're going to cut really quick to the first person we talked to, our homeboy who shall not be named from Salt Lake City.
That was crazy. And my man was sipping on the OE, like
for real.
Tall can, straight G style.
Like, hey.
I was like, well, almost made me want to go get one. But no, he like had a great, that was crazy. I mean, like meeting me.
That's true. So we're going to cut really quick to Salt Lake City's story really fast. And then we'll come back to talk a little bit about what he shared. Hey, sir. How's it going? I'm Lisi with From the Gate Podcast. And we are over here talking about different people's stories, trying to just see what's going on with people. Because I feel like everyone has an origin story. Sess and I, we both have our own stories of how we ended up here in California and doing what we're doing. And we just want to know, what's your story?
I kind of hit the power wall, and then my family died, so like it wasn't good. Then I ended up from Salt Lake City to here.
Salt Lake City, really?
Yeah.
That's where we came from. We came from
really?
Utah.
Yeah, it started snowing. So I was good after that.
Yeah, the snow is not an ideal place to be when you don't really have a place to stay.
Got with Redline TV. And then, I've just been trying to get like to where I'm supposed to go after that.
What brought you out here to California?
It's hotter. It's hotter out here.
It definitely is hotter out here. What are some things that you, or words of advice or wisdom that you would give to someone that's in your situation?
Only go the way that you're supposed to go.
Only go the way you're supposed to go?
Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
If life takes you one way, then keep going that way.
Is that kind of how you've gone? Like, just like free flow?
No errors.
No errors?
Yeah.
Do you think there's anything that you've like regretted or anything about?
Not using concrete is not a good way.
Not using concrete is not a good way? What do you mean by that?
If there's a bad situation, just escape it by keep going.
Keep going. That's awesome advice.
It is.
Is that what keeps you going?
Yeah, it is what keeps me going.
That's so awesome. Well, I appreciate you talking to us, sir, and sharing your story with us. And did you come from Salt Lake City?
I just did, yes.
Were you from originally Salt Lake City, or?
Yeah.
Good old Utah.
Yep.
Well, from one fellow Utahn to another, thank you for sharing your time with us, sir.
No problem. Have a good one.
You too.
Thank you.
Random guy we ran into, he asked us for a couple dollars so that way he can get some food, get something to eat. I don't know what he needed it for. But at first I was like, I don't have the cash.
You're not supposed to really ask, but I mean...
No, I know.
Dingy as Lisi is, like, hold on, let me run to the ATM.
I did not do that. I just said I didnn't have cash at first.
But I would have. You did?
I did Pipillo at first because I was like, I don't have cash. And then I looked at you.
Like, that's not me. I would have, if I had the cash, I always give.
Yeah.
No, like, whatever I have on me.
And then I looked at Sess, and then I was like, nah, no, Annalise, don't be an asshole. Like,
exactly.
This is someone who's down on his luck. Like, he needs a little something. Well, we don't know
what he was going through. It didn't, like, he was just chilling, getting the tan, it looked like, and having a cold beer on a sunny day. Like,
that's true. And so I gave him $5, or we gave him $5, and afterwards we were like, hey, do you mind if we talk to you a little bit about your story? Like, we're from the Gate Podcast, and he was willing to share with us his story. And It's heartbreaking what he had to share. His family had all passed away. He hit a brick wall and found himself in California all the way from Salt Lake City because he couldn't stand the snow. I mean, who wants to sleep in the snow anyways? That's what he said.
I think when something like that happens, I am going through the same thing in a way.
Yeah.
So, I didn't really hear, so that's why I kind of but I was videotaping, but heard questions you were asking him, and he was like trying to cover her. And I felt bad. I didn't want to intrude. Like, that's why I was asking you, like.
But he just wanted to talk about how he's hit a brick wall, but just because he's in the position that he's in, he doesn't want to give up. And how amazing is that to literally be brick wall?
Now that I'm thinking about it, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Instead of giving him the $5, I did see right on Caddy Corner, like I saw the Shell gas station, immediately, like now thinking of it. But see, this is what happens when you just think it's about yourself, because I'm selfish. You get selfish and forget what you're doing. Instead of giving him the $5, because he's probably just going to go buy another, whatever,
Yeah.
So I should have ran to the Shell and got him something to eat. And maybe not run, but jog. Power walk.
Walk really, really quickly.
But, so, anyways, he had an amazing story.
Hit a tough spot. Like he said, he hit a brick wall. And when asked, like, what advice would you give to someone in your situation, he's like, keep going. And I think that's one of the best things that you can do for yourself. And, regardless of whether you've hit a brick wall, or if you started something new, or if you're entering into a new season, keep going. And sometimes
keep going.
Exactly. And sometimes something as so simple as keep going, it's such a simple thought, but it has so much depth into it.
Very genuine.
Absolutely.
Just a side note, that word keep going, my uncle, that was his favorite word to say. He passed us I think a couple years back. It's my dad's older brother, Langi, another popular name. Yeah, he was like, "Hey, Ceci, gotta keep going." That was our theme, motivation, right? Like, that's the way you just sum everything up. Gotta keep going.
Exactly.
You got to. And we lived by that. Us and my cousins and them. Shout out to my first cousins, the North Las Vegas Fam Bam. That was their thing that they would bring all the time. They was like, "Hey guys, we gotta keep going.
Gotta keep going.
And never put your head down. You gotta keep going." But yeah, it was really cool to randomly, we were on a walk.
Yeah, exactly. And how ironic that he's from
Utah.
Of all places for him to have been from. And he's originally from there. He has no connections to California whatsoever. Born and raised in Salt Lake City. Came out here to
shout out to the fam out there in Utah, man. Salt Lake City. Well, the state of Utah.
West Jordan, South Jordan, Layton.
Where is that? Mexico?
Well,
no, I'm just playing. I'm just playing.
Don't hate on my Layton peoples, man.
No, never that.
Shout out to Layton for looking out.
Shout out to Layton. Absolutely.
But yeah, and then second person we got to meet, Tatiana from Ukraine. Lovely lady. We're going to cut to her story really quick. So share a little bit about her story.
My name is Tatiana, and I was born in Ukraine, but back then it was the Soviet Union, so I'm dating myself, I'm old.
Wow.
And in 1980 we came to New York, and we lived in New York for 25 years, and then after 9/11 I lost two friends in 9/11 for like a huge change.
Yeah.
And we came here, but we didn't.
So you came here from New York?
Yeah, but we came to San Francisco proper. We didn't come to the peninsula. And we lived in Park Merced, and then we moved to Daly City. So
you've lived everywhere in San Francisco.
I'm a gypsy. I'm such a gypsy. I mean, it's not funny. And we ended up in Daly City, and then my parents died, and I kind of ended up homeless. But it was like a blessing in disguise, because I got to explore Redwood City. I got to explore almost the entire peninsula.
Wow, that's amazing.
And so I can give guided tours. I mean,
why not give guided tours and then get paid for it?
Not that anybody's interested in the peninsula. I mean, we can possibly compete with the wharf and the Embarcadero.
That's true. We cannot.
What advice would I give? not to expect too much too soon. To be prepared that it's not gonna be all roses and birthday cakes. Like,
Yeah.
they're gonna be problems.
It's not going to be all roses and birthday cakes?
Yeah, they're gonna be problems because housing is expensive, food is expensive.
That's true. Housing is expensive.
But you are exchanging all that for the view of the Golden Gate Bridge.
Do you think it's worth it?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. And look at this view.
I know. This view is gorgeous.
Like, are you gonna get something like this in New York or New Jersey? I don't think so. No, seriously, I'm in love. I'm head over heels with California. I'm head over heels with Peninsula and San Francisco proper.
That's amazing. Where's your favorite place that you've lived at in San Francisco?
Oh goodness, I would say Park Merced.
Park Merced?
I mean, as controversial as it is, I loved it because it's close to San Francisco State University.
Oh,
And
okay.
you can own the bookstore. You don't have to you don't have to show your ID. You can come in as if you're a student.
That's true.
And back then I was like a lot younger, so nobody would stop me. So I would help myself to the notebooks and the swag and the books and everything.
So you're constantly learning, basically. What's your favorite book that you've read?
Oh goodness, there's so many. Oh goodness. Well, I like history. I like different sciences. I like art.
Really?
Like books on photography, like books on paintings and stuff.
Oh, nice. So do you paint?
I don't paint, but I'm a photographer.
Oh, that's awesome. So do you take pictures here in the San Francisco area? And wow. It's like a group show. It's not just me. Okay.
We have a show in Redwood City at the courthouse.
Oh, nice.
It's called Women's View 2024, and like each person like kind of donated a piece.
Oh, okay. Where in Redwood City in Cal?
It's in the courthouse.
Uh-huh.
It's not like.
Is
the
it
old
open to the
courthouse-
public or?
The old courthouse is now the History Museum.
Okay.
So a lot of people get that confused.
Oh,
It's not
got
the
you.
History Museum. It's the courthouse, like where you go to get a ticket or something, a pay ticket, whatever. You get my point.
Yes, I do.
It's not the History Museum. You just walk in and like through the metal detectors, and there they are, like on the first floor. You don't have to go
Oh,
anywhere.
got you.
So you guys don't have any excuse not to come to see our show.
We will definitely come and see one of your shows. Thank you so much for taking your time and sharing your story with us. This is the whole reason why we do this, is because we want other people to be inspired by stories like yours. And so, thank you so much, ma'am.
And oh man, one thing I loved about Tatiana was her energy.
No, she was like, I was like, dang, like you would have never, I would have never thought.
Yeah.
Like just how we just winged it like that.
Yep. Exactly.
And she, like, man, I was like, I looked at you like, you sure you didn't set this up, girl?
No, I didn't.
But
like,
no, go ahead. I'll let Lise explain because I was videotaping. But
that's true. But Tatiana, she was just standing there. She was kind of like just looking, and I was like, oh. Sess and I were talking.
because this one's over here, you got to keep a leash. Cause she's
I know. I talked to everybody.
A little pit bull / bulldog, pug, like just sniffling everything. No, I'm just kidding.
But Tatiana was cool, and so I said hi and let her know we had a podcast and that we're over here talking to people about their stories. And she lit up, and she was so excited to share her story.
No, she was, dang, she had a real good story.
Exactly. And she's homeless, but she said, I like to look at myself as a gypsy because she
Wow.
likes to be such a free spirit. And she's into photography, she's into history, and so she combines her love for history and photography. And she displays her photography at the old courthouse in Redwood City. We should go check that out one of these days, by the way.
Yeah.
Shout out to Tatiana.
Shout out to Ukraine. I mean, like, she kind of reminded me of, what's that Balboa movie? Rocky Balboa.
Which one?
Yeah, I don't know. I forgot. But the Russian lady that was on there. You know, my country. You know, when they were, before they split up, was the Soviet Union and they became USSR or something like that.
And that's what she said. She said that she was living in Ukraine when it was still the Soviet Union.
And that was years ago. I think I remember that, like, elementary, maybe?
Yeah, like, so that's
Ronald
crazy.
Reagan years.
Yep. That's insane. But so she came to the U.S. before Ukraine became Ukraine, free of the Soviet Union. And so they first lived in New York and came from New York to the Bay. And she said after her parents passed away, housing cost too much to live in a house. So then she just kind of roams freely in all of San Francisco and offers tours to people who want to listen to her talk about the history of the city.
Yeah. I mean, you know, there's so much. Like, I just think it's so cool to just be able to just be anywhere. It doesn't have to be, I mean, we're here in the Bay. Like,
yep.
Like literally, like, Bay Area. No.
You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
We have it in, well, at least probably had, but I haven't. I mean, I've gone to the gym. We've probably gone to a couple restaurants, meaning Subway, McDonald's restaurants. But, you know.
Team balling on a budget.
Whatever you got to do, right? But anyways, I just think it's beautiful to be out and just, you never know who you run into and why podcasting is so cool, and reason why I came to this, decided to stop, you know, the concrete jungle, and, you know, because, you know, in the hood, I mean, and not to, like, speak like that, but, like, the hood, you know, it's not like that, but, like, you know, like, this is kind of, like weird, you know, in those terms. Like a microphone and a lap, you know, cameras. I'm like, nigga, what you trying to, you know what I'm saying?
Like, you trying to snitch?
Like, yeah, you know, like, so, like, but, you know, it is what it is. But anyways, just back to what I was saying, it's cool. And we didn't even, that was just like 30, 40 minutes.
Yeah,
not even an hour.
No, we weren't even out there that long, and we hit 2 people, and both of them homeless. Both of them know where to go. But as they said,
like, why, like, you know them, like,
well, that's because they said that.
Well, it doesn't. Well, homeless just meaning it can mean a lot of things. Doesn't mean, you know, they don't have a family. That's home. Like, having a family is, you know, that's home.
That's
right?
true.
A house, home are two different, right?
That's true.
But yeah, I mean, it could mean like they were both willing to share their story.
Yeah.
So, and it was a good day today.
It was a good day. And I think one of the things I love most about Tatiana is she had such a joyful spirit, don't you think?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Like, she had such a joyful spirit, and just her outlook on life. Like,
because she looked at you, it was like, okay, are you done? You're going to go edit now. Let me show you the different...
Yeah, exactly. And she's all like, what's your website? So I can look to see when you post the podcast.
Oh.
Yeah, so...
Did you guys...
I did. I wrote it down in her notepad.
Oh, okay.
Because she asked for a business card, and I was like, I was like, I can write it down for you, and then I gave her my pen.
Maybe we do need to...
Yeah, so after we interview people, we could just give them the business card, and that way they
I mean, that's probably a lot better. I mean, it still works. I mean, you know, my father used to call it poor man's marketing.
Poor man's marketing?
Yeah, because you said, you know, back at that time, you know, like, you had to go door to door to door to find a job, you know, for concrete.
Yeah.
You know, shout out to all the concrete jungles out there. But no, and like you couldn't stop me. Like, I couldn't wait till Saturday came. Like, I couldn't wait.
To be able to go and...
Like, and my dad was like, no, not today, next week. I said, oh, bro.
Why you gotta do me like that?
And he was like, stay home, clean the house, or watch your brother or sister. Bruh, like, I'm a kid too. But anyway.
That's tight.
It all worked out. Nah, sir.
You better think about it again.
Oh, man.
You
bro.
rewind your brain and you think about it.
You know, my dad was a huge advocate, man, of part of my life, probably most of it. Just certain things that he did that just teach you without even telling you, you know, just things like that, right? Like,
Yeah, like what?
I feel like you're interviewing me. Anyway, it's all good.
No, because my dad does the same thing for me.
You
Like,
know, just teaching the basics. He goes, "What'd you guys do today?" But there was nothing to do, Dad. You know what I mean? Like, nothing to do? Yeah? If I find you, I'll give you $100. And like, you know, just for my dad. And I was like, egotistical motherfucker, man. You know, and even if I did find, like, the argument, like, yeah, you should be a lawyer, motherfucker. Like, shit. Stay in school, you know, but things like that. And he said, son, there's a million things here to do.
yeah.
You see the walls here? You guys grab, but there's no sponge. There's no, what's that, Windex, you know. He goes, son, we have a faucet right there. You see the Dawn soap? Scrub it like this.
And go wash the windows, huh?
And, you know, just so many things, like, you know, makes that just things like that. Like, and looking at that, like, come on, Dad, man, I want to watch cartoons, man. I want to go get some soda at the market up the street. You know, back then they used to have this thing that was called the candy.
What candy?
Candy house.
Oh.
So it would be whoever it was, they would run the store in their apartment or in their garage, wherever the living situation was.
Yeah.
So, and, yeah, so
That's
what started that's what sparked the flame. And, you know,
that's kind of like, yeah. You talk about the candy house makes me think of our mom and pop shops in Samoa where we go get the ice cake all the time. And the ice cake? Like where they like freeze the Kool-Aid and they put the Simoy
we call
inside.
those ices.
Ices? Like
Ices.
inside the foam cup and then...
Well, it wasn't a foam cup. It was a plastic Ziploc bag.
Oh, they put ours in a foam cup. So they would freeze the Kool-Aid in a foam cup.
They would pour it in there, then squish it to the corner, so the pointy side of it, where you can put it, I'm just... But, you know, so yeah.
You can eat it like an ice pop, huh?
So, those, and then they used to actually make ices, like, you know, I don't know what they call it now, but...
Like popsicles?
No, ices, but they were like this little plastic thing, and they would freeze them, you know, and they were good. I don't know how much sugar it had in it, but it sure was good.
Oh, is it kind of like Otter Pops?
Something like that, I think. Yeah, something. But these were like like, what do you call the red, white, and blue, the flavor? Like, I can't even think of the name of it.
I thought those were ice pops.
Yes, but the flavor.
Oh, I don't know what the flavors are.
Red, white, and blue, like.
I don't even know what that is.
Okay, anyways, but yeah.
Sorry, we have a different kind of ice pop, ice whatever in Samoa.
What do you guys have?
Well, we had a lot of New Zealand, like paddle pop, and do you guys have paddle pop here?
I don't know what that's paddle.
Magnum ice cream, paddle pop. I feel like Otter Pops came like later on, but then they also had kind of like the ices where it's like the Otter Pops, but it's no brand name on it. It's just like these big plastic packets, and they fill it with the Kool-Aid juice, and they seal it, and
hella good.
yeah, that's a lot of sugar right there, boy. Too much sugar for the children.
Oh,
no,
man. But you would burn it off by the end of the day because you're just outside riding a bike, like
running around.
That's it, in that order. So
go play guns with the sticks from the tree and
yeah. I don't know, man. Some of us, they probably had the real milfana, huh? They had the real fun, huh?
Oh man, but. You know, it was so awesome to meet those people because I learned so much from those two and just that short amount of time that we talked to them. We only talked to them for maybe about 5-10 minutes max. And just those short conversations, it just inspired me personally to keep going. Like Salt Lake City said, keep going. Yeah. And like Tatiana said, be gypsy. Feel free to do whatever. Don't be stuck inside your house. Like, go explore. Go take photos of things. Go look at the history of different places. Like, there's so much history and beauty everywhere. You just have to be willing to go out there and look and see for yourself. And
yeah, she's probably referring to herself.
I am referring to myself.
Because we do that all day, every day. Believe that.
Yeah, but just to continue to have that mind, that curious mind, always willing to learn.
Oh, trust me, it's always there. Don't trip. That's
well, for me personally,
that's what we built up.
Exactly.
You feel me? No.
Yeah, but for me personally, it just gave me a reminder to be curious. Always be curious and to keep going. Shout out to Salt Lake City and Tatiana today for giving us such great lessons and for imparting such simple wisdom that goes such a long way. So that's what From the Gate's about. San Francisco all the way to Utah, or even further. So we've got more stories coming. Trust and believe. We've got more stories coming for you in later episodes.
It's not hard at all, and it's the feeling, you know what I mean? And the desire, wanting to better yourself in all areas. So the Gypsy and the Salt Lake gentleman, it's just a great reminder, and it's always just great to hear things like that because it keeps you in pocket.
Oh, absolutely.
It keeps you locked in.
Absolutely.
Just so, it's really good to see that sometimes. Because we know it's there, but actually to, see someone, because it's not only yourself that's going through something, everybody's going through it.
Oh, absolutely. 100%.
So, and I just think that's where my desire of wanting to start podcasts From the Gate. Thank you for listening.
Thanks, you guys, for listening to us on From the Gate Podcast. I'm Nisi.
Sass.
Deuces.
Cheat.